Alright, so boom. I just get done watching Sinners. I hop onto X, Twitter, if you will, and there's an ongoing discussion once again about this hypothetical where 100 dudes are taking on one gorilla, and for whatever reason, people still seem to believe that the 100 dudes is fixing to win. There is no scenario without weapons in which the humans win this fight. For one, I'm seeing people have takes like, well, who says the gorilla is gonna have the stamina to take out 100 people? Well, 100 men have taken out other species that are now extinct. They had weapons in the past. It's bare knuckle in this battle. And I don't know why people don't seem to get this through their mind. Do you understand? For one, the 100 dudes that you would line up would legitimately not only be prepared to die, to even attempt to enter this fight. They have to be willing to die, because you gotta understand, this fixing to be something out of a scene of Jack Reacher. The moment the first dude who rushes the gorilla gets one-shotted, I promise you, dude number 7 gonna be on some, y'all gonna hate me. I forgot to go, clean my gutters, man. The wife is gonna be upset. I guess I gotta head back, bro. I gotta head. We're in the middle of a wasteland. Where are you gonna head back? You're 26-year-old, broke, living in a goddamn Section 8 apartment in New York City. You don't have a wife, Warren. What are you talking about? You're going to die. The 100 dudes are going to die. You don't stand a chance. Do you know how strong a gorilla is? You're taking on Donkey Kong. This ain't Super Smash Bros. Melee where you got stock. You gonna watch the first 3 dudes die. Maybe all at the same time, or maybe one of them dies slow. You think everybody's still gonna be willing to go rush into battle?
Last 2 guys, that was fun.
Let's just say the gorilla get tired after taking out 64 dudes. You think they still gonna be 36? Willing, waiting to battle this fucking gorilla? He's tired now. Let's go get him. Carl just watched his first cousin get murdered 22 minutes ago. The gorilla is advancing, albeit he's a bit tired, but he's advancing. Dude number 87 might just try to turn into Steve Harvey on a stand-up special, trying to confuse the gorilla. You think that goofy ass shit gonna work? Do you know how strong a gorilla is? Man's hands could crush your skull, break your doggone arm. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, what if the 100 rush the gorilla? Do you understand how large of a number 100 folks is? How all 100 gonna get their hands on a gorilla? At maximum, you got 10 that could probably surround the gorilla. But you think the gorilla just gonna be standing there looking like Shaq, just
they all do this.
doing nothing if it's under attack? The motherfucking gorilla gonna be attacking you too. You in a bad situation. This ain't no fucking Pokemon. Oh, I threw out some bait. We're in the safari zone. The gorilla's distracted. Let's take him down now.
Oh, man.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Alright, so boom. As you know, I recently ran a marathon for the very first time, with zero training, might I add. But in the midst of the race, it was the music that I was listening to that aided me in being able to carry on. And there was no better way to consume that music than with the Raycon Everyday Earbuds. The Raycon Everyday Earbud are not only aesthetically pleasing, they also provide premium audio that you can take wherever you go. And their latest model is better than ever, with a 32-hour battery life and a multi-point connectivity that lets you pair 2 devices at once. Throughout the entire race, the crowd was erupting with cheers, but I couldn't hear a beep because the Everyday Earbuds come with active noise cancellation, and it's so elite, you'll be locked into whatever it is that you're listening to. Look at the crowd making noise. I can't hear a word they saying. With Raycon's quick charge function, just 10 minutes of charging yields 90 minutes of battery. And although I got pain written all over my face, it was the Raycons pumping in the WWE, video game, and anime theme music into my ears. And keep in mind, Raycon starts at just half the price of other premium audio brands. And if for whatever reason you don't like your pair, they offer a 30-day happiness guarantee return policy. No questions asked. So I want you to do yourself a favor right now and click the link in my description. Head over to buyraycon.com/chisel and save 20% off site-wide. That's buyraycon.com/chisel and save 20% site-wide on your next pair of Raycons. Let them know I sent you.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Before you can even blink, you're gonna be welcomed to a mixer with Kobe Bryant, Michael Jackson, Ulysses S. Grant, Socrates might be there. Well, that's a very weird list of individuals at a party. How did they all get to the same location? Because the party's a little bit too busy and everybody in attendance is too busy being dead. Welcome to the afterlife, pussy.
Welcome to the afterlife.
People done lost their doggone mind thinking that they got a legitimate chance against gorillas. Now I understand, it's a funny hypothetical kind of conversation that we can have, but there's no scenario in which the humans win. And I'm being incredibly generous by even suggesting that the gorilla would get through 64 people in 22 minutes. He might make quick work of a whole 100 in 15. We'd be lucky to make it to 12.
You will not escape.
The longer this hypothetical goes, the more grays show themselves in my scalp. Bro, do you understand that this still is a scenario in which there's no weapons that's being used? The vast majority of the hypotheticals that people tend to put out there, they keep thinking that these humans is gonna be walking around with bows and arrows or maybe guns or some form of spear. You're with your bare hands. It doesn't matter what group of badass humans you put together. We're not winning this fight. You could have 30 John Jones, 50 Mike Tysons out there. You're still going to lose, because what happens when the first Tyson or first John Jones die in front of the others? It's gonna be we must have made a mistake. You could be deranged all day, but when a human gets transmogrified into a motherfucking lasso, gorilla gonna be freaking looking like he at the goddamn Kentucky Derby, waving another human being. He might beat a motherfucker with a motherfucker. Matter of fact, I'll do this for you. Humans are always so enamored with new experiences, right? We got people who volunteer to go out to space. We got people who are willing to indulge in medical trials with no idea of what the future holds, right? Why don't we hold this competition for real? Find me 100 folks who would willfully volunteer. And guess what? If you attempt to flee, you are eliminated on sight. Snipers are up above. The moment that you try to turn and run like this was red light, green light in the Squid Game, you are eliminated. Create a scenario to where folks have to fight. Granted, some folks might just mess around and sign up as their easy way to get up out of this doggone lifetime. So we gotta find people who need a reason to be alive, and the prize money, if they just so happen to survive and come out on the other side against the doggone gorilla, is so much so to where they're gonna give it their all. Get 100 people to put this experiment to use. I know there's somebody who done made too much money, got nothing better to do with it, and they got so much money to where they could put this together, and whatever sort of fines that were to come their way, they can pay it off to where nothing happens to them. Put this event together, please, because I want to put this conversation to rest, because for whatever reason, we could have fun, we could laugh at a number of different tweets and takes that people have, but we gotta call a spade, because at this point now it's starting to get so doggone loud. I'm starting to believe there's a grand percentage of people who truly believe the humans got a chance. I'm telling you right now, the moment that you get through the first 100, gorilla not even gonna break a sweat. He might just start breaking out into song like, you must hate yourself. You don't believe in the power of humans. We're gonna work together, and that's gonna take down the gorilla. When have we ever worked together? Collectively. People gonna start turning on each other, betraying each other before the experiment's even concluded. Gorilla gonna go through the first 17 people. Number 24 is gonna low blow number 25 in the hopes that number 25 can be big enough of the diversion so number 24 can get behind number 86. You traitors! Dudes over here thinking the gorilla's gonna fight fair. Yeah, we just gonna throw hands. We gonna shoot the fair one, and then we gonna bring in 10, and then bring in another 10, and the gorilla gonna cooperate. He gonna bite somebody's nuts off. He's gonna take a bite out of your shoulder. What are you gonna do when somebody's ball sack is severed and your dumb ass, who done came to the fight from Queens, yeah, hey yo, the gorilla mad sus, and then he bite your ass cheek off. You walking around with one cheek, glutes uneven up this motherfucker before the gorilla twist your doggone neck off. You better send this dude out to distract him and apologize profusely before you become the motherfucking next lunch meat. Please!
Look how they massacred my boy.
All jokes aside, actually I shouldn't say that because it's nothing but jokes. In all seriousness, go to Twitter right now, X, whatever the case may be, type in gorilla, and for 30 minutes, just scroll. Give yourself 30 minutes and just scroll. Some of the funniest takes that you will ever have seen in your life. Hilarious, bro. Human beings are hilarious people. Fighters against nature with no equipment. I don't know about all that, because I promise you we're gonna be praying to the gorilla overlords. Turn on your television, you're gonna be looking at